Right now, inside your head, thousands of autonomous thoughts are firing in all directions. Scientists estimate your brain generates tens of thousands of these signals every single day, and they are constantly dictating your daily reality. If you don't actively direct that traffic, your mind automatically defaults to old habits. It latches onto fear, replays past regrets, and loops through destructive emotional patterns without your permission. Taking back control requires a deliberate system. Over the next 7 days, we are going to run a specific mental training protocol. All you need is a physical journal, a pen, and 10 to 25 minutes of your day. The process requires you to move through the system sequentially. Focus on one specific layer each day, rather than trying to fix everything at once. Mental mastery is a mechanical skill that requires systematic training, much like building physical strength through repeatable drills. Look at this interface. We start here with day 1, awareness. The goal today is to stop being a victim of your thoughts and become an objective scientist observing them. Your physical task is simple. 3 times today, you will force yourself to pause and ask, what am I thinking right now? Is this thought helpful or is it harmful? Once you can observe your thoughts, we move to day 2, mental detox. Your brain's emotional output is a direct reflection of its informational input. You cannot consume negativity and expect a positive mind. For 24 hours, you will place a strict restriction on negative news, on toxic interactions, and mindless scrolling. Instead, replace that noise with 20 minutes of reading educational material or sitting in absolute silence. The brain cannot successfully audit its own thoughts while simultaneously processing a flood of external digital noise. This brings us to day 3, focus training. Modern digital infrastructure is intentionally engineered to fracture your attention. Notifications and endless feeds are designed to keep your brain overstimulated and weak. To rebuild your attention span, you will execute a deep focus protocol. Lock your phone in another room. Choose exactly one task and give it 25 minutes of unbroken, absolute concentration. On day 4, we tackle emotional control. When you react immediately to emotions like anger or frustration, you bypass your logical brain. These unchecked reactions consistently lead to poor long-term decisions. This diagram illustrates the solution, the pause technique. Whenever a negative emotion triggers, you are inserting a physical stop into the timeline. You will take 3 deep breaths before you take any action. During that pause, you ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? This simple question forces the signal to reroute away from an automatic reaction and back to your rational brain. Mastering that microscopic gap between an emotional trigger and your physical response is the foundation of mental stability. Now we look at day 5, reprogram thoughts. Over time, these repeated autonomous thoughts solidify into permanent beliefs. If you constantly think, I always fail, your brain accepts it as a fact. Today's framework requires actively intercepting phrases like, I can't do this, and mandating a constructive reframe. You replace the limiting belief with, I can learn how to do this. With new beliefs in place, we reach day 6, discipline. Your mind has a biological resistance to effort. It is hardwired to prefer comfort, laziness, and procrastination over hard work. You will execute one deliberate act of mental discipline today. Wake up earlier than usual or complete a task you have been avoiding. You are doing this specifically because it is uncomfortable. Discipline ensures a reprogrammed thought actually translates into a permanent behavioral change. Finally, we arrive at day 7, vision and purpose. A disciplined mind without a specific target will eventually drift right back into meaningless distraction. Your final exercise is to open your journal and write down your direction. Document the exact person you want to become, the specific skills you need to develop, and the concrete goals that matter to you. A clear, documented purpose acts as your ultimate filter. It keeps your newly upgraded mental operating system running on the right track. Look at this flowchart. These 7 steps are not isolated tricks. Awareness, detox, focus, emotional control, reprogramming, discipline, and vision form a cohesive loop of mental mastery. This 7-day sequence establishes an operational framework for processing reality long-term. It is time to execute. Gather your journal, grab a pen, and commit to beginning your 7-day sequence tomorrow morning. To publicly lock in your commitment to this process, type "I am ready" in the comments below. The decision to train your mind today dictates whether your thoughts support your progress or actively hinder it.